What is up, guys? Welcome to episode number 2 today of the My Player Career Mode here on FIFA 18. Really excited to bring you the second episode, and you may notice something has changed within the thumbnail for the series. Of course, I'm going to get into that and more in today's episode. But before we kick started off, thank you all for your kind messages about my birthday and stuff yesterday. I really appreciate it. Of course, guys, I couldn't go through and reply to every single one of them. I got back pretty late last night, went ahead, recorded this episode of My Player, and recorded another episode of, I think, the Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Ready to go for Friday, because I'm not even going to be around again tonight, because I'm going out again tonight, guys. It is the start of the weekend. But anyways, tomorrow, I'm going to have one video out that's going to be the career mode, but then I might stream if I'm feeling up to it later on in the day. Not 100% certain, though. We'll see what happens regarding that. But today's episode, anyway, guys, of the My Player Career Mode, it's an exciting one because it's the start of the season. Now, if you remember back to the first episode, Ben got off to a good way. He had a couple of good performances in a Wolverhampton Wanderers shirt in the preseason tour, but sadly he wasn't picked for the opening game of the season, which you saw there. We had to sim it, and we ended up playing it out, and I think we lost the opening game as well, so not too great there. As we started to use the training system to try and get Ben a little bit, more kind of overalls and stuff. Now, I did take a look at the comments from the last episode and looked at what you guys were saying about the series, and a few of you seem to enjoy the aspect of it being my nephew rather than something else. So, massively appreciate that as well. So, hopefully, I can continue the storyline and we'll get it going a little bit. But, as you all know, DJ Wood himself is taking a little break from football, and I saw a couple of comments trying to predict how he's going to come back into this later on, and a few of you guys were kind of getting on the right track. So as we were forced to sim the next game, guys, Wolves vs Sheff Wednesday in the Carabao Cup, again, sadly, not picked for this one. I don't really know why, to be honest with you. Like, seriously, this was a cup. You could have played me. Do you know what I'm saying? So we weren't picked anyways, so I was forced to have to sim it, and we ended up winning by 1-0. Bonatini with the finish in that one. They were actually playing Neves and I think Price in place of us. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of the overalls, could be a better way to go rather than that. And then we were forced again to sim this one against Derby County. At this stage, guys, Ben had a decision to make. So the question was going to be, was he willing to sit on the touchline and wait and bide his time, and then when he finally got a chance in a Wolverhampton Wanderers shirt to showcase what he can do, would he take it? Or should he go ahead and just try and get a loan out somewhere else? Because, of course, the easiest way to make a name for yourself in football, if you're not getting game time, is to get a loan and go play some games. So, Ben had the decision to make, guys. Now, I'm sure if you guys are clicked on and you looked at the thumbnail, you'll know the outcome of what happened. I was going to leave this up to you guys. I was actually going to give you guys a decision to make, and let's say you tell me whether or not Ben should go out on loan. But I decided against that. I decided, you know what? For the series, to make it as interesting as possible, we have to go out on loan. We can't sit here on the bench in a Wolverhampton Wanderers shirt. So, as soon as that game finished there and I wasn't picked for this one against Hull, I requested an opportunity to go out on loan to the Boss, which was eventually accepted. And you'll see, of course, you guys will know the team that come in for us. Now, this is where Ben had to make his decision. I chose it. I said, you know what? Ben needs to go out on loan, get some game time, and that was the best thing for him to do, and I'm sure his agent would have advised him on that as well. So, as we decided to put in our loan request, you can see it there. Originally, the Boss comes back and says that he's happy to let Ben go out on loan as soon as I sim the next one here before this Cardiff City game where Ben, yet again, was not picked for it. That was when the Boss told Ben he could go out on loan, and once a suitable offer came in for him, he was going to let him go and get some game time elsewhere. So my first question to you guys in the comment section is going to be, if you were put in Ben's position, not getting game time, would you have also requested a loan, or would you have waited and tried to bide your time and get some first-team action over at Wolves? That's my question to you in today's episode, guys. There will be stages down the line where you guys will have to make the decision based on what happens. I just chose this one quickly because I wanted to, of course. I didn't have too much time. It was late last night, and I was trying to get myself a video recorded for today. And so, of course, I made the decision for Ben in that aspect of it. But don't worry, later on down the line, you guys will make some decisions for Ben and his career, of course. So, as we sim that game against Cardiff, Ben again not involved in that one. Wolves fell to another defeat. So you must be thinking at this stage, surely, hang on a minute, why on earth are you not playing Ben when you can't win games anyway? So, again, Ben put him back into the training system. He's working hard on the training ground to get some suitors to come in for him. And the weird thing was, the actual club that did make an offer to take Ben on loan for the season came in the same division that plays as Wolverhampton Wanderers. We get an offer here, and Ipswich are willing to take Ben over to play over in Ipswich. But the thing that was crazy to me, was they were offering Ben £32,000 a week in the wage at 19 years old. That's incredible. So there you go. Ben is now over. He's on loan at Ipswich Town from Wolverhampton Wanderers, of course. Now, whether or not this is going to come back to bite Wolves in the backside, we'll have to see. Because, of course, playing in the same league football, I'm pretty sure we can play against our parent club unless it will be banned. I don't know how it all works. I've not been out on loan and played against a parent club in FIFA 18 yet. Of course, we did it in FIFA 17. But I don't know how it's going to work in FIFA 18. So we may have to see whether or not Ben can come back to haunt Wolverhampton Wanderers when they come against each other, Ipswich and Wolves. So anyway, showing you the team, and I have got one pet peeve about Ben's photo. If for some reason it's a little photo, I'm hoping maybe in the future it'll fix itself. If not, then I'm forced to basically keep that. So as we're about to make the debut here, Ben in his Ipswich Town shirt, 73 overall. He's wearing number 25 here for his new club for the season. Of course, Ben had number 11 on in Wolves, and that's kind of the number that Ben is going to be going with for the rest of the series, because number 11, playmaker, that's the type of thing that Ben is going to be. So when we came into this in Ipswich Town, Ben starting and making his debut here against Northampton in the Carabao Cup, this was one of the things that I was interested to see. I was like, how is Ben going to fare when he's just joined a new club literally the day before and forced into making his debut? Yes, it's against, I guess, a weaker opponent, but regardless, he has a little bit of pressure on his hands here because, he's got to prove now why Ipswich have brought him in from Wolves when he wasn't getting played at Wolves, So, to Ipswich fans, they must be thinking, hang on a minute, he's coming for another championship club and he's joining Ipswich here. So it's kind of strange to see that. But as you can see there, actually, the player to watch was, in fact, Ben, who has actually turned 20 since. His birthday is on July, but I can't remember what day it was that I put him onto. I'll work it out in the next bit after that, guys, that Ben's birthday is. But he's actually turned 20 now, so, he's growing up in the world. He's got some decisions to make, and he's going to have to prove himself now as a footballer and say to Wolves, it was a mistake to let him go. It's a mistake to let him go on loan, even though he was the one who requested it because he wasn't getting played. So he's got to prove a point to Wolves. He's got to prove a point to the Ipswich fans and really try his best here on loan in this season to really kickstart his career off. And this is quite possibly the best way to start it. With a game against a lower league opposition in the Cup, he couldn't really ask for a better way to showcase his abilities. So as the team came out, you can see it there. That is the Ipswich team that we have. I think Iorfa actually is on loan as well from Wolves. So both Ben and Dominic Iorfa on loan at Ipswich from Wolverhampton Wanderers. So there you go. Two loan players in from the same team for Ipswich, and they're both starting today against Northampton Town. Ben in that centre midfield role, which you guys have said in the past as well when I picked Cam, that if they don't play over Cam, we won't get played there, which I'm not too worried about, guys, because I can spend my time playing up the pitch as Ben. So he picks up the ball here on the 26th minute here, sends his teammate through, gets it back from him as well. And what a dream start to the game for Ben Wood. 27 minutes on the clock, plays a 1-2 with, I think it was Sears actually, and then gets the ball just about past the goalkeeper after he makes the save but can't keep it out. There you go. It hits him in the leg, hits him in the other leg, and then the defender on the line can't quite clear the ball, and it ends up being Ipswich 1, Northampton Town 0. 20-something minutes into Ben's debut at his new club, and he is already on the score sheet for them. I bet the boss is happy with that one, showcasing why he has brought him over from Wolves to take part in an Ipswich shirt. The first goal of the Carabao Cup for Ben, and the first of many as well in competitive scene. Of course, he scored for Wolves, but it was in that pre-season tour. And then 62 minutes in, good work from Ben again, as he sends in a teammate who gets a little bit of luck with the first touch, and then the Northampton Town defender brings him down in the box, and it was a definite penalty, which I was hoping Ben would have the opportunity to take this one. So if he does, it's a chance for a brace. But as you can see, we get to the next stage of this game here, and it is not going to be Ben taking it. It's our teammate who steps up and slots it into the back of the net. So far, a dream debut for Ben, isn't it? He's got a goal, and he's also been involved in some of the rest of the play that has allowed us to really get going in this game. So Ipswich Town 2, Northampton 0 already, as Ben, on his debut, is having an absolute flyer. Good penalty, though, I have to admit, from my teammate. It was pretty good to see him getting it into that bottom corner. And I'm going to keep referring, guys, to like my teammates and stuff when I should be saying Ben's. I apologize. after 180 episodes of saying my teammates, it's going to take a while to get out of that stage. So I apologize in advance. But 80 minutes into it, Ben on the ball again here, 10 minutes from time, gives the ball inside, gets it off here to McGoldrick. McGoldrick into another teammate, and then Ben finds himself in great space, and he makes the score to, 3-0, sorry, and grabs himself his second of the game, which never was I expecting to see Ben on his debut grab 2 goals, especially from centre midfield. And that's one thing that I think Ben is going to be good at in this series, is picking up goals from midfield. That's what Ben wants to be, kind of wants to be a goal-scoring midfielder, have the goal-scoring touch like Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard used to do. So as he sends through another teammate here, and it's a great move again. This time McGoldrick gets his second of the day as well. So 2 goal scorers grabbing 2 goals apiece, and it really was the dream debut for Ben. So was it a mistake, guys, for Wolves to let him go out on loan to a direct rival in the same division, or is it right that Wolves have not played him and let him go out on loan? Let me know that down in the comments below. But I have to admit, looking at Ben now and looking the way he started here at Ipswich, it may have been a mistake that Wolves weren't playing him in their team and have let him go. So I'm going to say it was a mistake from Wolves. I'll let you guys decide in the comments between yourselves whether or not Ben should have got game time at Wolves and shouldn't have been allowed to go on loan over to Ipswich. As the game came to a close, Ben picks up a really good match rating, also with 2 goals on the board as well. And another thing, he doesn't have a portrait picture. It's annoying, guys. It really is. It's one of them things where my OCD kind of kicks in. I'm like, oh my goodness me, I can't believe he hasn't got a portrait picture. But regardless, great way to start your new career here at Ipswich Town for the season. And Ben has got off to a good start. As you can see some of the other results there on the screen. I'm not quite sure if Wolves are still in this. I don't think they are. I think they got knocked out, didn't they, in one of the games we simmed earlier on in the Carabao Cup. So then Ben took to Twitter to post this. Delighted to have made my debut today for Ipswich Town FC. 2 goals for myself as well. On to Fulham next. 3 points needed. So he is on Twitter now, Ben. And he felt it was the right decision to make, seeing as how he needed to basically, engage in the fans and stuff. So that was his first tweet on Twitter. I mean, it was going to be interesting just to see whether or not, Ben could win over these Ipswich Town fans. Because when you come from a direct rival, if you're playing against your team, it's going to be interesting to see which way your heart kind of swings. Is it going to be your parent club or the team that you're on loan at? So we'll have to wait and make the decision, guys. And there's every chance that if Ipswich fans fall in love with Ben, he could go over and play for Ipswich as a permanent deal. So we'll have to wait and see. And as you can see by the league table, guys, as Ben went into the second game of his Ipswich Town career, they haven't really got off to a great start. 1 win, 2 draws, 1 defeat. But having said that, Fulham haven't really got off to a great start either. They're sat below Ipswich Town at the moment. So Ben, second game into his career here at Ipswich, can he make the difference and get them a 3-point on the board? A 3-point on the board? That didn't make any sense. 3 points on the board. Anyway, that's what I meant to say, guys. So it's pretty much going to be the exact same team that just played against Northampton. As you can see, the player to watch there is, in fact, Ben again. 2 goals in the previous match. Of course, he's going to be a goal-scoring midfielder. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not he can make the same sort of impact in this game here. So I've got a couple of ideas as well later on down the line for you guys to vote on, which won't be happening anytime soon because I want to make sure I get everything done correctly, which is going to involve sponsorship deals, and stuff like that. And also, for anybody wondering, I don't actually have GTA yet, so I need to try and pick up the game some stage. But yeah, with my birthday and stuff, I've spent a fair bit of money recently, so yeah, I'm going to have to try and find it on sale somewhere. So there won't be pretty much any GTA clips or anything like that just yet until I can pick up the game properly and then do it that way. So I used to have it, but I don't have it right now. So yeah, I mean, I'll try my best to pick it up to give you guys, cutscenes and stuff that people do on GTA and that kind of stuff. So we'll see anyways. But moving into the second game, as I said, in the final game of today's episode, Ipswich taking on Fulham. And it took 9 minutes for the first chance here. Ben really struggling to get anything going for his team in the first opening kind of 10 minutes or something. It was pretty much all Fulham from the outset. And we ended up giving away a penalty here. So Adam Webster conceding it, and it was a definite penalty, I have to admit. If he hadn't have given it, it would have been probably 1-0 to Fulham. Goes through here, Fonte, and makes a score 1-0 to the away side today. And 10 minutes in, Ben and the rest of the lads found themselves a goal down. So not the way you wanted to start this one off after just having a great performance against Northampton Town. To go from that to then conceding in the first 10 minutes against Fulham, it really brought us back down to earth here. And although Ben enjoyed a good start, he's got to dig deep and find something in this game to try and get his team back on level terms. And he did just that. 17 minutes in. Good work from the rest of the boys here. Goes through to his teammate, and then somehow on the edge of the area, he finds a strike into the back of the net. So we were only behind for around about 8 minutes or so, and Ben was involved in this goal here as well, as he managed to get his team back onto level terms. Doesn't celebrate, though, with the rest of the boys. Not quite sure where he ran off to after that. He played the pass into that teammate there, and then he kind of made the run inside. He asked for the ball to be played, but in all honesty, it was probably the right decision for his teammate to take the strike on Garner there rather than playing in Ben. And then he ends up running away somewhere. I don't know where he went to celebrate, but anyways, as you can see, back on level terms, and we've still got a long way to go in the game. Is there chance for Ben to find a winner for Ipswich Town? 36 minutes into it, good play by Ben, gets it off down the left-hand side, and then his teammate whips in a great cross towards the middle, asking questions of that defence, and the header at the back post from Adeyemi comes off of the upright, and it would have been 2-1 Ipswich inside the first 40 minutes. And we're still in the first half here, guys, because again, another opportunity for Ipswich Town to take the lead in the game. A little bit of luck involved here as Ben picks up the ball on the edge of the area, and it comes back to him after a nice 1-2. He plays it out wide to the right-hand side, I do believe, in a moment's time. There it is. The pass is played out wide. Nice little 1-2. Good cutback. Gets the ball across the face of goal. And once again, the post is what denies us here. So again, the frame of the goal denies us what would have been a second goal and would have eventually gone on to be the winner if it had gone in. So 2 chances for Ipswich to take the 3 points. Both of them came back off of the frame of the goal. Ben heavily involved in the second of the 2, but I have to admit, another good performance from Ben, really showcasing his ability here at Ipswich Town. But that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. Let me know, like I said, should Ben have left and gone out on loan to Ipswich, or should he have stayed and waited for his chance at Wolves? That's the question from today's video. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again at 6 PM UK time tonight, guys, for another video. Catch you all then. Adios!